Hi and welcome to part 5, and in this part today we're going to be dealing with the sink bench here and the three blocks underneath. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hop over to my cameras here and change it to my close-up camera, and we'll just position this around just to get a better look at the scene. So these are the areas we're working on today. This block here, or this bench type bit, and these three blocks. The blocks also have little chrome feet in it underneath, but we're not dealing with them as part of this today. So we've got items selected here, and we're in the shader tree. So I'm going to click on the bench, and you'll see it's made up of two parts. There's a sink bench, which is the actual block bit, and then the bench top, which is just this polygon at the top there, and that's going to be like a black slate to match the floor. But instead of it being rough and bumpy and matte, that's going to be smooth, totally smooth and glossy and sort of a bit reflective. But it's going to be the same slate material on that, just to complement each other. But obviously for like a worktop, for like a sink, you need it to be all shiny and glossy, and the rest of it is just going to be a plain white, almost like a plasticky material, which it's just going to be a slight variance of the standard material. So we'll do the white first, just because that's a very basic thing to do, really. Excuse me. So I'm going to go over to material there and click on the properties there, and like I say, this is just the standard set that comes in. Nothing too drastic here. It's all the same default settings. So basically, I'm going to go through these now and just change. They're going to be white, so we're not going to have to change much actually. But nothing is totally white. So I'm just going to cut it down a bit. Really, I'm going to turn the conserve energy on. The specular, I'm going to bring it down a bit, maybe to 5 or 6. I'll try 5 first. For now, about 50. If you look through the standard material assets, you'll find like a plastic type material which has got very similar settings to this. The roughness, I don't want it to be to break up the reflection that too much, so I'm going to bring it down just a bit from the standard 40 to 30. The reflective amount, like I said, I want it to be reflecting the floor a little bit. But reflection is it can be quite an extreme to play with. So you don't want to go high like 20, 30, 40%, because it'll end up being a bit mirrory. So I'm going to go low. I normally go 5 or 6. I'm gonna edge my bets and go 6. For now, I'm going to go 50 on this one, the same as the specular. Reflection color. We can leave that as it is. Full scene, I don't want below reflections on there. Okay, so that's pretty much done the bench. Now what I'm going to do, these blocks are going to be the exactly same material, so I'm going to go down and turn off filter on selection and just select the blocks so we can just see them. There's my bench material I just made, and block feet. Let's try and find the blocks. Bath blocks. Okay, so what I'm going to do, in the bath blocks, this default material that comes in when you make a material, I'm just going to hit the delete key and just get rid of that. And then up here in my sink bench, this is the one I just made. I'm just gonna create an instance of that, then just drag this into my bath blocks, and that'll be that taken care of. Okay, moving on now. Let's go back over to filter on selection. Now I've got my sink bench top. That's this poly here. So I'm going to add a image map, load image. We're still in the slate actually, so this is I'm going to use the same as before. These are the slate bumps, but I'm not going to use a bump this time because I don't want the surface to be bumpy at all. So, and last time, if you remember, we only used the bump, I think, just to break up the ground. But actually, I'm going to go for this slightly bluey tinge today. So I'm going to grab the slate material there. Diffuse colour is correct. I'm just going to turn off my anti-aliasing. Now this model here has got a UV map for this top face, just so it maps the texture correctly. So what we need to do, we need to go over to the texture locator within this image here, and where it says UV map, that's correct, but the UV map is wrong. We want to actually change it to, actually I'll tell a lie, I haven't done it yet. So what we'll do, we'll quickly do that now. I'm just going to go over to the items. There's my sync bench. I'm just going to delete there. Make a new UV map. Just called sync bench. Okay, we'll go over to the model view. Let's get the polys out. At the moment also you can see the polygon is cutting through the bottom of the sink. So what we'll do, we'll quickly fix that while we're at it as well. I'm going to hit the beaker bevel. I'm just going to bring in a new face there and the edges. I'm just going to hit W key. Just move it in there. This is a nice quick and dirty way of doing this. I'm just going to bring it so it's actually like under the sink, so you can't discern it at all. So I'm just going to bosh them straight in there like that, and in polygon mode set that middle poly, B key, bevel, click in the viewport. I'm just gonna drag that down. Okay, back over in the top view. We've got a UV map selected there, and what we're I'm just going to select these faces, project from view, click in the viewport. Okay, that's all I need to do for that, because we're not texturing any of the other sides using the UV map. Okay, we'll go back over to the render tab. Let's get our camera back into a position. Okay, so it's back there where we're looking. Go back over to the shade tree. You can see it on there, but what I'll do, I'll change this over to the close-up cam. So what we need to do, we need to make sure the actual the grain on the slate texture is right. So we'll go back over to the properties of this, and we're just going to make sure we've also the anti-aliasing is turned off. Texture locator, okay, the UV map needs to be set to our new one we've made, and hopefully now this you'll start to see the grain come on, and I think you can start to see it already. So whilst that's refreshing there, we'll crack on with the actual material. As soon as we change anything, that's going to update there. But I think you can see the grain, and that's stretching it across the whole thing, so it's not there's no tiling at all. So if you look at this this top face here from our camera, you can't see any sort of tiling of the texture. We just need to change a few of these things now, and we're done. I'm going to pull down the diffuse to about 65, and the colour, that's white yet again, but I'm just going to pull it down a bit, just so it's off white basically. I'm going to stay and conserve energy on. And the speculum amount, I don't want this very high at all actually, so maybe 1%. for now about 10%. The speckled colour, yeah, again I'm just going to just drag that down slightly. Roughness, like I say, I want it totally, I won't say totally smooth, but I want the reflections to be quite reflectively, if you understand, not too broken up by the roughness. But we haven't got a bump map in here at all, so we should be right. Reflections, I want to see some reflections. I'm going to put it on 10. That might even be too high. And then 10 again on the finale, same as this one. And then the reflection colour, I'm just going to drag that down a wee bit too. There's nothing else there we need to worry about. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to let this, I'll pause the video quickly, just while this is refreshing here. Then I'll unpause it and we'll see the final result of this this top, and then we can tweak any values we need to. So I'll pause the video now, back in a minute. Okay, it's getting there now, still updating a bit, but it's enough for us to see. So you can see the grain, it looks nice and shiny. You can see a bit of the sink in there, and the walls here, the wooden panel in there, and the blocks. The floors are visible in there, and you can see some reflections, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm still not quite sure about the colour of these blocks. I wanted them actually quite white, but the problem is the rest of the scene is like wood all around it, so nothing's going to be white because the light's bouncing around the scene, so it's always going to have a bit of a yellowy tinge. And so we may revisit this sort of white plasticky type material a bit later, especially when we've done the ceiling. But I'm happy with that as it is at the moment, so I'll leave that for now. And when we come back in part 6, we'll concentrate on the ceiling. So I'll see you for part 6. Bye for now.